exactly.
All right. After technical difficulties, which happens all the time in down here, we're gonna get to those questions. So, all right. So when did you guys both grew up playing basketball? When did you really fall in love with basketball? Because your parents get you into all the sports, but then, as we get older, we pick other sports. So when do you feel like, yeah, basketball is what I really want to put all my effort into and work at?
Um, for me, it was probably like sixth grade when we started playing together, and I don't know, like Noah and you were like on the different teams, and
Oh yeah.
you guys were getting better, and I was like, oh, I gotta get better too, because like otherwise I'm not gonna make the team, and we were always playing all the time, like we were playing school ball, select ball together, and just kind of saw the silver or not silver, but the path towards high school,
Yeah.
like how we could be pretty good, and
Yeah.
I was not good in sixth grade.
You were borderline like, is he gonna make the B team or the A team? Nobody knew.
Yeah, so
Right.
I was like a post.
And you were like one of the better rebounders.
Yeah, so I just went to the Y every day,
Yeah.
and we would play
Yeah.
snow days, stuff like that,
Oh
and
yeah.
then like we practiced all the time, and that's why it was fun because it was the easiest sport for like you and me to like practice together.
Yeah.
Baseball and football was kind of tough, so basketball was kind of like the happy medium. We could rebound for each other, do drills together. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
No,
What about you, Mitch?
I think when we played noon ball,
yeah,
and there's a bunch of Midland guys there, and at the time when you're like 8th grade, 9th grade, you're like, they're big time to you,
Yeah.
but you're beating them in pickup as a 9th grader. You're like, okay, like maybe I'm pretty good. So that's kind of the first time I kind of was like, hey, let's put everything else aside and let's focus on basketball because it worked out then, and there was nothing, like Wes said, nothing more fun than going to play noon ball during winter break, or go to the Y and run around the Y during winter break. So that was kind of the first time.
yeah,
I'd say for me, probably like, I don't know, we were 12. Probably the summer we were 12, so it was like going into 6th grade.
mm,
We were older than our class. And so it was the easiest sport to play by yourself.
yeah,
So you guys were all playing pickup games, and I didn't really get offered to play unless there was an odd number or everyone got tired of playing except for Wes and you, and then and Wes would come find me and he's like, let's go play some guys in 2-on-2. All right, I'm ready. Been shooting for 2 hours all by myself. So, but yeah, I mean, it was the easiest sport to play by yourself.
mm-hmm.
So that's when I really loved basketball. When I got into basketball, my mom told me to go outside and shoot like 10 shots, and I was like, oh, this is pretty fun, because I just liked baseball and football for like the longest time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And yeah. So the next one, what was it like playing together? Like you guys had pretty good chemistry. I mean, as we got older, I don't know, in my opinion, like probably from like 7th grade to when we graduated, you guys were like the 2 best players on our team, and you could tell too, because you guys had this really nice chemistry going. Plus, it helped that one to use a guard and one to use a post, so you could definitely tell that we were gonna be good with you guys on our team. So
Yeah.
what was it like?
It was a lot of fun. Especially, first memories of kind of like 9th grade
Mm-hmm.
when, they decided to keep us all together, which, at the time we wanted to play out, but it was really fun playing with our team.
Yeah.
Because we were like one of the better 9th grade teams that Coach Berg had, and it was nice being point guard because if I was playing somebody that was better than me, I had Mitch like playing like the 4, so I could just kick it to Mitch and he'd bail me out. And,
Yeah.
just like we had good chemistry together because we always played with each other in noon ball, and I don't know, like you said, it was fun having like a guard, like post, and Mitch is more like a forward than a post, so it's like come out and play the guard position, and we always just talk about what we should do in the court, and it was nice because our basketball cues were like very similar too. So
Yeah. No, it was hard for like us to find other people that like loved it as much as we did, or like wanted to play as much as we did.
mm-hmm.
So I think that's what made like our chemistry better, is because every day like we would go like lift with say Chase Sorick after,
Yeah.
like it was just us. I mean, other guys would come in, but we would be the only 2 in our class that would go, or we would be the only ones going to play basketball after that. Like go play pickup 1-on-1, play in your backyard. Like,
oh my gosh.
it
I
was
remember-
always
I remember
always
those
that.
one-on-ones, especially like towards the end of high school. Like, I was like, I was kind of surprised you were scoring on Mitch because I was like, how is he getting by him? He's so much bigger than Wes.
No, I would just get a rebound, run at 3-point line, and
Yeah.
shoot it. But
That's all I am. To this day, if I play anyone 1-on-1 and I miss a 3 and I run and get it, I go, so I did the West. I just chucked it, ran and grabbed it.
yeah,
Or like, I remember
Put
like
it up.
watching you guys, Mitch would let you drive by, and then you just poke it out behind you because his arms are so long.
I know.
And then
yeah.
you'd kick it out of bounds.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember those workouts with Chase Sork our freshman year. He like got me into lifting.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I was kind of like would hang around the Y, like hope he asks us to lift him, and he was nice enough that he did. I'm glad he did because we were just grinding.
Yeah. Tiny.
I just remember this one workout. He was lifting at the high school, and I was playing baseball.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was running the baseball team for one spring.
Yeah.
And whatever, we had practice. I went to lift with him, and my arms had never been so sore before. For like top 5 moment.
Yeah.
I literally could not bend my arms for a couple days.
Wow.
So he definitely like showed us how to like lift at the Y and how to get stronger. So that was like a big part of like my success because I wasn't super athletic, so I had to kind of like build it from the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I definitely remember like that freshman year. It was like really rare that we all stuck together because I don't know. You would thought Mitch would have moved over to varsity eventually, or JV at least, and actually played.
Mhm.
And then, you know, like you maybe play reserves, but I remember, I'm pretty sure, didn't Berg say our freshman coach, we were like the first winning record he had or something? Or one of the,
Then we beat all of our conference.
yeah, that
teams.
was it. And
Yeah.
like, they kicked us out of the conference tournament that year, I remember.
They did.
Yeah, because we got t-shirts because we won the regular season. And they kicked us out. And I think Berg, I don't know why I remember this, but Berg said we beat our conference by like 19 points.
Well, yeah,
a
we
game.
killed
We
them.
like killed
Yeah.
all the
Was it?
schools.
Yeah.
Our like 4 losses were like all to like Omaha schools.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
So-
I remember we played Lincoln Southwest at their place one like Saturday morning, and it was like 30-point game at halftime, and I was like, oh, like, this is so easy for
I
us.
know.
Like, it's just
Yeah, it was
That
like
was
crazy.
nothing.
I remember like one time, I think I missed the game because I was sick or I don't know. But like you scored like 27 or something, or a really high number, and I was like, how is Mitchell not? How is he not moving up? He's just like killing him. And
well, that was he told us we'd get that semi-pro poster if someone hit 30. So I knew I was close, so I was trying to get to 30 to get that semi-pro poster.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
That's
freshman was
funny.
fun because like everybody kind of went out.
Yeah.
It was like
Yeah.
it was just freshman ball, and so you don't really get the guys that want to continue until like sophomore year.
Mm-hmm.
So that was pretty fun.
Yeah.
And our practices were competitive. At
Yeah.
least that was the good thing.
Oh yeah.
So.
Probably also because everybody's mad. We had practice like 6 a.m. in the mornings too, so it's like.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That was rough.
Well, I don't miss that now. Like, or I do miss it. Like, I don't mind going at 6 a.m. anymore. Like that's more fun now to like get up, go practice,
Mhm.
because there's nothing better than
Yeah.
being up and working. You know,
Yeah,
rather
but
than
I
waiting
feel like
until 4 o'clock.
You're 14, 15. You don't like it.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
because I don't know. I mean, you never had practice at 6 a.m. when like in middle school or you know did you?
Not really.
I don't think so.
I don't think
No.
so.
Cause you have to have a ride and stuff.
Yeah.
But then like you know it's like the whole like this is high school, so it's like
Mhm.
you got to show that you
Yeah.
can play.
Yeah.
So yeah, that freshman team was pretty fun.
Yeah, it was.
Watching you guys play. Alright, next question. So, out of everybody you guys played, it's like summer teams, you guys played on different summer teams, high school together, and then college. Where would you rank each other?
What do you mean?
Of like the top players you played with?
Played with?
Yeah.
I mean, I know, like, that's like, I'm gonna be low on Mitchell's, but he's like top on mine.
I know, it's not more for Mitchell. It's like, where do you rank West? Everyone knows Mitchell's gonna be up there for West, but I like asked this because I was like, I want to know where Mitch ranks West.
I mean, I just,
Throw me on the spot like that.
well, I mean, like, you know, his whole select team was like guys that were the guys.
And you played with a couple in college, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, like two
Like-
of them?
like Drew Callahan, Con Mutual,
Yeah.
Damien Austin. So, like all
Well, I mean, it's kind of an unfair question because, well, I have played 1 year of pro ball, so that
Yeah,
there's
like, I'm
Yeah,
doing
it's like-
lower.
but if you want to reframe it, if you want to
Just
go,
how about
like,
just the college? We'll leave out the pros.
well, yeah, I was
it's
gonna
part of
say,
the 1%, man, that makes it. So we'll
like,
go
if,
from
if
like
you want to
college.
go, if you want to go like hardest working, easiest to get along with, like knows the game the best, like knows where we should be.
Yeah.
Like Wes is up there because like there's not every team you go to, there's different guys that do different things.
Yeah.
And not everyone works as hard. Not everyone like loves the game as much. But if you're faster, stronger, can
Right.
shoot from further away, better at layups, like stuff like that. That's kind of why some guys get where they're going.
Yeah.
And that's also luck as well. Like luck does play a part in where you go to school or where
Right.
if you get playing time, who sees you, who puts the ear in the coach or who puts the word in the coach's ear to get you in the game.
Right.
Stuff like that, so that's kind of all luck when it comes to that.
Yeah, but then some guys like rely so much on athletic ability.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do they know the plays, strategy?
Yeah.
Like that's what you were good at.
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember like there were a lot of guys who played ahead of you, but it's like you knew the strategy. Like saw guys come to you in college like asking like what do I do and here, and
Yeah.
you would tell them. But like yeah, I mean it's all that's kind of the fun thing about sport though. Sometimes it's just luck, like you grow or if you're quick,
Yeah.
but doesn't mean do they know like the strategy or all the fundamentals. Maybe some aren't fundamentally sound. I don't know.
But yeah,
But-
there's not hasn't been anyone that we sat in an English class and didn't do English. We just sat there and would make our pickup teams for after class and we'd go to the
yeah.
gym.
That
or talk about what team does whatever, so
Yeah.
like that's I haven't had a teammate that's done that as much.
Right.
But it's also different circumstances where guys want to talk about it, don't want to talk about it.
Right.
Because if you practice at 3.5 hours a day, some guys want to just be done at the 3.5 and go do whether it's video games, TV, Netflix,
Yeah.
all that stuff.
And then I mean you lucked out too because like players like Mitch they could play at like big schools, Omaha, Lincoln. We got really lucky that Mitch grew up here, and I mean you got to play with him. That's gotta
Yeah.
be cool too. So
Like it was just kind of what we talked about. It was fun playing 1-on-1, like
yeah.
Friday night, Saturday night. Hey, let's just come over and play, and we play a series of 7, and dude, I would be dead. I'd be so tired. It took everything I had just to like get it to the 7th game.
Yeah.
And it's like, you want to keep playing? I'd be like, no. It's like, I'm so tired.
Yeah.
So and
Yeah.
people like always say like, oh, like Wes, you were one of the hardest workers, but like 2 guys that outworked me, like both you guys, because we'd be talking, I'd be laying in my bed, and you'd be like, yeah, I'm just outside shooting. I'm like, what? And like it's like 9 p.m. I'm like, it's crazy. So
Yeah.
that's like one thing I think people like kind of sleep on is like definitely your work ethic and like kind of high school.
Oh,
But
yeah.
like people thought
Yeah, I mean
all are
that's
gifted, so
that's
you won't put in the work, but you were putting in a
Yeah.
lot of work. So
yeah. I mean, and when you want to play basketball, and I got lucky to where I was 6'2" to 6'4", and then all of a sudden I'm 6'8".
Yeah.
So if you look down the line and you see, like Wes works, in my mind I was like, he's working harder than I'm working.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, if I love basketball, I can't be the second hardest worker on the team. I got to be the hardest worker
I'm
on
the
the
biggest
team.
guy. I can't let this small guy outwork him.
Yeah,
The tallest
so-
too. So it's like
So yeah, it's always nice like not knowing what people think.
right.
Because, like, say, if I knew Wes thought I worked harder than him, maybe I wouldn't have worked as hard.
Right.
But I always thought he was working harder than I was, so I was like, I can't have him work harder. I at least need to work the same amount.
yeah,
So I guess I think we pushed each other that way
Yeah.
to continue to go, like, the extra mile or go to the gym the extra hour rather than just go back home and do nothing.
yeah,
Yeah, and like I work out obviously cerebral palsy, so you feel like you're 2 steps behind and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And like growing up watching you guys, like, well, I want to be as good. I want to be good like that too. And so, and sometimes it was nice to like get a compliment from the stranger because I didn't play many games.
mm-hmm.
But then sometimes, like in the same day, I'd get like it over and over. It's like, well, I think if I didn't have a disability, they wouldn't say that. Like it just people would leave me alone and I could just shoot. But
Mm-hmm.
every now and then it was nice. But sometimes when you get it over and over, it's like, okay, can I? can I just shoot hoops?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like if you guys were shooting hoops, I don't think anybody would say anything because it's like they don't see someone with like one good arm.
Mhm.
But yeah, I was like, well, I want to be just good as they are in my Special Olympics. Because it was like you guys were the top players on your team, and you scored a bunch of points. So I was like, well, I want to do that too.
Yeah.
So
Well, and you do. So.
yeah, I guess you guys do too.
And you do score the
It's
most.
just
you know.
not back
Yeah.
then. In high school, I was like high school. I think about my form and how I played, and I was like, ugh. I was pretty good at passing and defense, but shooting not really. So I would have a game, or maybe I just scored 12 points, was actually a lot for Special Olympics. Then I had my regular 2 to 4, maybe 6 points.
Mhm.
You know, but like watching you guys, it's like you don't really process like, oh, that's actually not bad for my league, but like if you guys score 2 or 4 points, that'd be like a pretty bad game.
Mhm.
Just, but yeah. So it was always fun, like kind of looking at you guys playing and stuff. So, what were some of the most like memorable games? I need like at least 3 wins and at least 3 losses.
Oh,
Games
3
were, like-
losses.
I know the losses. Give me the wins first.
Okay, so for high school or
Just like give me
in
one
general?
one at least where you played together, and then it could be anything.
Well,
Okay.
You know.
I'll go first on wins because I would say the Millard West win was probably the most fun win.
Oh my gosh.
That's probably I've gone to huddle and pulled that game winner up from West probably more than any other thing I've ever seen. Because Matt loves that game too, my younger brother.
Yeah.
He loves to talk about that game as well. So any chance we can get, we pull that game up, and because it was funny because that was my first game-winning shot attempt.
Oh wow.
Other than like freshman, I'm not gonna count like say freshman or
Like
eighth grade or
varsity-wise, yeah.
like a real game that mattered.
Yeah.
And it was kind of soft to me because I drove, and I saw the guy stunt, but to me I thought he was coming to help, so I was gonna pass it to Matt in the corner.
Yeah.
He goes back, so I just kind of throw it at the hoop like it's the worst game-winning shot you can see. But then here comes Wes, gets it and throws it in, and gets and one and jumping around. We say jumped around like a monkey. He's going crazy.
Yeah,
People had to hold him back, and yeah, that was probably the most memorable win.
I either watched that online or I saw the video of it. And I was like, yeah, it was really surprising because Wes doesn't do that. He's like, he makes a shot and maybe go. He doesn't jump up and down with it. It was crazy because he just came in out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like you just, and like the picture was obviously not the greatest. You just see this guy all of a sudden like, is that Wes moving towards the basket? And you just laid it in. You caught it in the air and then put it up, didn't you?
Well, I think it was my guy that like stunted over.
I don't even remember that.
Yeah.
Like because I saw Matt. Like I thought Matt was wide open,
Yeah, I actually remember that now.
and I threw it.
Mhm.
I
You
didn't
almost
even shoot
made it though, because it hit the rim directly and came
Yeah.
back at me. And then my guy, he like tackled my legs. He
Yeah.
literally like football tackled me. And like honestly, I made a shot. Like I think about it, and like when we used to play 1-on-1,
Yeah.
we had like rules like you're up 20, I had 5 minutes to come back, can only block your shot so many times, can only steal it so many
And
times.
there were no fouls.
Yeah, and literally I would be shooting and Wyatt would just grab my arm, and so I'd always rip through and be able to make it.
Yeah.
And so, like when you hit me, I wasn't like phased and stuff. And,
Right.
like that game was our senior night, like the most packed game we had, and it was supposed to be like the night that you were supposed to be there, but you weren't. And so I was like kind of like mad and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was even more mad because I missed a 3 before that to put us ahead.
Yeah.
And so I was just kind of like, I just went crazy because it was like it was like a bunch of like anger that I just released, and it felt good to like
Yeah.
make that. So I
Yeah.
don't know.
That was definitely my most favorite.
I think I did. You came up to me, I just like pushed you. Or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. Everyone wanted to West was just like,
I was
leave me,
like,
get
"Get
me.
off." I was like, let's go.
So that was probably
And
that was probably the best win.
Yeah.
And you
that
had
was fun.
some. I mean, you both had some good wins in college. I remember, like, you hit a couple buzzer beaters in college, didn't you?
Yeah, I had one like game winner where the clock was out. I had one to tie the game that sent it to overtime, and then I had one that was I put us up, but they still had like a whole nother possession. Like it wasn't like just like I mean it's still a game winner, but it wasn't like buzzer beaters. Like just
Yeah.
they came down, missed a free throw. Like so I had a couple of those. I mean those were those are really fun, like, because it mattered, like, for us to try to go to the tournament, like
Yeah.
that. But, like, if you're talking, like, just high school wins, like, the Miller West one was probably number one, and
Nice.
that was definitely the most. That was definitely the most hype we've ever been as like as a team for a win.
And then I remember for you, like in high school, like summer ball, you had a couple good games. I remember. I don't know the game specifically, but like I think you told me, your dad told me, like, yeah, he's like, your coach told me like you're the point guard and I need you to run the offense. And there were a couple games he let you really shoot more than you would in high school.
Yeah, I had like free range, I guess.
I remember
So.
one time, I think it was just like a summer pickup league, but you called me and you had like your best game ever. You said you were like 40 or something.
Oh, that was like a summer league.
I
game.
know, but still, it was like
40's
I never
40.
thought you would
Yeah,
drop.
40.
I don't care what it was. I never thought you would drop 40, like ever.
40 is 40. I'm taking
Yeah,
that.
it's like,
it
doesn't
I'm
matter,
taking
man.
that, yeah.
I mean, my best game was like I scored 17 in the special league game,
Yeah.
and they were all like shorter than me or just my height. But I was like, I don't care. I scored 17. I mean,
Yeah.
it counts.
Well, like we kind of talk about memorable games for high school. It was definitely when we played Omaha Northwest our senior year.
Yeah, that was a crazy game too.
Uh,
Yeah,
I can't remember. Was that before I left?
I think you were sick.
That was
Okay.
our third game of the year, or fourth game of the year.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Mitch shot 33 free throws.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Ton of free throws.
Yeah,
Dang.
and the place was so loud.
Yeah.
And Kenny played a lot that game. He had like 10 points. So, and that was because I think somebody else on our team was sick, so Kenny played a little more. And so that was like probably the game me and Kenny played the most together. And
Okay.
like Mitch was playing good. I literally think I shot 4 shots and they were all threes, and I went 4 for 4.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a fun
Dang.
game.
And then
That was
just-
that was like our first like real test that year. I mean, I know we lost to Papillion, but like that was like the first game where you were like,
Yeah.
Like we can do this.
yeah, like this is a good game we won.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a fun year type of thing.
Oh
And
yeah.
we were down 2. And we ran Arizona, which the scouting was ridiculous because we ran that play all the time and nobody ever
Yeah.
stopped it. But it was just basically a backdoor
Okay.
to Mitch. And I was like, do not mess this pass up. I was like, just get the ball to Mitch. Don't telegraph it. I was like, come out of the huddle. I was like, you have to get the ball to him. And it worked out perfectly.
No, nice.
Yeah. But I also got hurt that game or whatever because I was already kind of hurt. And then I had to come out the end. But it was still cool to like, the environment was just sick because
Yeah.
it was so loud. And
Yeah.
like you said, it was kind of our first test that we like,
Yeah.
passed. So
And then probably winning the hack tournament of junior year would probably be.
Oh yeah, that was pretty cool. 'Cause,
That would probably, if you would, you could. I'm gonna cheat and put all 3 of those games
Yeah,
as
yeah.
one game as
Oh, yeah,
memorable,
yeah,
'cause
it's
that
like-
little 3-game run
Yeah,
was so
that's-
much fun too.
mm-hmm.
I remember that was cool because like the year before we were like really bad.
3 wins.
3
Yeah, we were
wins.
bad.
We were like, yeah, I think one of our wins came in the conference tournament, so like we got second to last or something.
Yeah,
And then the
we-
next year we won it, and no one expected us.
Yeah,
And we weren't that bad, but it was like we were like a middle of the pack team,
yeah,
and so we won. That was pretty cool.
yeah. The
Yeah.
one I would say that was the one. The one bad thing about that year is that like that was our goal was to
yeah.
win it.
Right
So then like once we won it, it was like
now.
we reached our goal technically for the year. So the rest was just like it just didn't. We didn't continue the momentum because it was like
I feel like our mindset.
we're on top of the mountain now.
Our mindset was bad junior year, and we really looked at our team. We were like one of the biggest teams I
Mhm.
think in state. Someone said that. I don't know, but I just
Yeah, we
remember
had a
like
good
we had a
team.
huge team that year, and so
Yeah.
But,
There's a lot of things that go in basketball.
it's kind of funny about it because I remember
Fun though.
somebody said at the end of our season, like if it was college, we would have gone to the state tournament because you had to win your conference tournament to go to the
Oh,
March
yeah.
Madness. So it's
Yeah,
like if it was
yeah.
college, we would have gone to the
Yeah.
main tournament 'cause we won the conference. But it was cool that we at least won that. I mean, that's still a big deal. So.
What's your most memorable bowl game?
Oh man, it was like I want to say we were playing. I know we were playing like the 8th team in the state, and it was like Omaha North or something. It might be the game. I can't remember because everything's. But I just remember, like I think it might be the same game you guys were talking about. I can't. Or did you say you got hurt in that game? The game you got.
Omaha Northwest.
Yeah.
I was hurt before that.
Yeah, but you made it worse and you had to sit out, right?
Yeah, you went there.
Yeah. Okay. So this is a different game then.
Yeah.
And so it was like we were playing like the 8 teams in the state, and I think like Mitch still had a big game, like 30, 32. And then you had like 12, which was pretty good. And I think like it was kind of like you said, like 3 or the 4 shots. I think Kenny played good.
I'm trying to think who that team would be.
I want to say it was Omaha North or something.
Was it a home game? Was it?
It was
a
a
away
away
game?
game.
Away game.
I don't know why I
Senior
remember
year?
it. Yeah, dude, I remember that. But
I don't
anyway, I remember playing
No
Omaha
idea.
South at home. That was fun.
That was a good game.
I don't think we won that game though.
No.
We actually did better. I mean, we lost by single digits, so people thought we were gonna get blown out.
Well, yeah. The thing about that game is that they had 2 guys that had transferred in and sat out, and that was their first game.
Oh.
So we didn't know anything about him, and one of the guys had 15 points on 5 threes, and we had no idea who he was.
Yeah, we were letting him shoot or something.
Yeah, because we had no one on our team had any idea who the guy was. He just
Yeah.
transferred in, and yeah, so that was a fun game. But
And then like obviously the game I played in, that was fun.
yeah,
It was kind of good maybe because we were gonna play me on senior night, and that game was pretty close, so I don't think I would have gone in.
yeah,
Right.
Yeah, that is true.
I would have gone like I don't want to go in now, 'cause I'm too nervous.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, we at least beat them.
I made you cold in the Columbus game.
I was like,
you were getting ready to come in, and all of a sudden tip over the
oh,
water.
yeah, the
and here's
water thing
45
fell
minutes
on
out.
me.
Oh wait.
and then it's like, but dude, I couldn't shoot. I went to the other gym, and I had my warm up on, and a freshman Coach Berg, took me to the other gym, and I couldn't shoot.
Yeah.
I knew going in, like, I cannot shoot. My back is killing me.
Yeah.
And like every time I shot, I would come down and feel like I could hear like crack or whatever,
Mhm.
and like, well, that's because of the scoliosis. And I was like, if I could just get one. But dude, like the adrenaline rush was like never seen before. I was like, whoa, my adrenaline's like so hot. I couldn't feel my pain in my back.
Yeah.
I was just everything was going so fast.
Yeah.
And it's like I was like, man, it's super hot out here, dude.
Yeah.
And
That's kind of the cool thing. It was cool like walking out on the court with you,
Yeah.
because it was like I felt that a lot, so it was cool like having you be able to feel that too.
Yeah, I don't even know. Like, I mean, you were on the court when I was out there, weren't you? Or did you come out? You might
I
have
think
been.
I came out.
Yeah, I know Kenny and Wes were on the court.
Yeah, I don't think I was on the court
Yeah, okay.
for it.
It might have been just Kenny, Wes, and then like.
I know Scott. I know Scott Winters was out there with
Yeah,
us.
so it was
Yeah,
probably
yeah, it was probably
Skyler
like
and,
the,
yeah, maybe
He was
But-
just trying
Ryan
to
was
get
out there.
rebounds and.
And Kenny's like, shoot a layup, and Wes like, no, shoot a 3.
Well, we talked about before. We're like, you gonna shoot a layup? You gonna shoot a 3?
Yeah, it's like, I mean, even though I didn't make a shot, it was still cool. I was out there.
Yeah.
But I made some other big shots in my career. So I was like, well, maybe if I would have made that shot, I would have made the other ones.
Do you regret not shooting a layup?
Nah,
Why?
because there's a way. I don't want that like pittiness of let him drive.
Yeah.
I wanted to shoot the ball,
Mm-hmm.
and I wanted to shoot a 3. It would have been cooler to
Yeah.
make it. But then I was like,
Yeah.
one of our, I guess if you say games, it wasn't really a game. It was more like expedition match.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And we played on the Nebraska court together.
Yeah.
And I made like this 3, and like you're like, you know how far you were? It's like, no, not really. I just got and shot it, man. And I made it, and I was like, you know, maybe if I would have made the high school shot, I would have made this. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I shot it like straight on like an arrow. I don't think there was much art to it. They just went in. And
Well, before the game, he's like, it's just like a halftime game, like little scrimmage, and he's like, I'm just gonna pass it, you know, like be a good teammate. And I'm like, are you kidding me, Wyatt? It's like I try to tell you this when I'm coaching you, and this is the one time when we're on the Nebraska court, and you're talking about passing it. I was like, you better shoot it first time you get it.
Yeah.
And then second possession, it was the like most perfect 3. Didn't even hit
Really?
like net. Yeah, it was
yeah,
pretty
like
cool.
the net moved like that much. Like one side moved barely.
Yeah, the crowd was kind of like shocked. They were just like,
Oh,
okay,
wow.
yeah,
But,
skate and shoot.
yeah, there was a lot of good games. Like just being in high school
Yeah.
and stuff. I remember like the first our sophomore year we were bad. The first game we won was like Lincoln East or Lincoln High, one of the two.
Yeah.
And I remember that game was like super exciting.
The Lincoln High game?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we won that game.
Yeah, that was a fun game, too.
Yeah, I remember that. So
Because we were bad. We were
yeah,
just-
we were bad. Were
I
they
think
bad?
that was our last win. We didn't win for a whole month.
Yeah, and then didn't we
That's
win
rough.
like at the end of the year twice? Or we won the conference tournament. Or something like that. I don't
That
know.
was junior year. Sophomore year, we won in January. And
Yeah,
we
but,
didn't
like,
win for the rest of the year. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but it was our first
don't
one.
remember.
I don't remember. But Yeah, there's a bunch of good ones.
Yeah.
Alright, so man, you play overseas now, and then Wes, you do like CrossFit, right?
Mhm.
Now? So like, give me your experiences, like what you do now, and kind of like stuff you took from growing up playing basketball that you still use today. Just like
Okay.
either mindset or Mitch, for basketball stuff.
Yeah. So I played in Germany in 2019 and came home a week before Corona was
Yeah.
big in the United States. It was talked about for about a month when we were there, but it wasn't like how it is, freak out stuff.
Right.
It was just like, hey, like this is a thing,
Right.
keep your eye out for it. So that was when I was over there, and I think it was just kind of some of the stuff we talked about earlier, just going the extra mile, working harder,
Right.
not quitting, because I remember talking with my mom before I left. I wasn't good at like being away from family.
Right.
Wasn't good at especially like just being on my own for so long, because I'm a picky eater.
Yeah.
So like I didn't know like what I was gonna do technically for food. So I didn't know if I was gonna be a guy that made it through a whole season. Like if I was just gonna try it and come back, but like after I went through my first workout there was probably still to this day the hardest workout I've ever been a part of, because it was 30 hours. I hadn't slept
Wow.
because I've had a flight, hadn't slept, and then when we got there, the coach was like, "Hey, don't sleep, because if you fall asleep, like you're gonna sleep all day, and like I need you to work out."
Yeah.
So I hadn't slept in 30 hours. We go right to the gym. Didn't know what it was gonna be like in terms of like water, or like how many breaks we were gonna get, any of that, and we went through the warm up, and then we stretched, and I was so like dehydrated and so tired, I thought the workout was over. So we went through just the warm up, the stretch, and I go sit down, and they gave me a water, and I was like, oh, okay, so we're done. Like, no, I was just warm up.
Oh man.
So then we go out there again, and like I was already done. Like I was already dead. So, but getting through that, I was like, okay, I just got to like, I'll just keep going. And so that was kind of the experience of taking it from here to over there. I couldn't really quit, and I just had to keep playing. And now basketball is like that doesn't even scare me anymore. Like going somewhere, like I just want to just play.
Right.
Like whatever is in the way, like it just doesn't matter, because as long as I can go to the court at the end of the day, then
What does it matter?
yeah, it'll be fine.
What you said you're eating and stuff. What was like the thing you ate in Germany that you really liked?
So I ate schnitzel the most,
Okay.
which is really just like breaded chicken.
Okay.
But it's made a little differently.
Yeah.
But that's probably what I ate the most when I was there, just because it was the easiest to make. I didn't have any problems eating it. So I probably went to the grocery store and got that like 3 times a week. I was probably getting it because I was just stocking up, and I ate like all day, just so I knew I was eating enough.
Anything you eat that you was like, this is terrible. How do they eat it?
Shoot. Mostly, so we at the beginning of the year we went to some like, I'm gonna call it a festival. I don't know if that's the right word, or like just like almost like block parties, or like like it was just like the neighborhood would come to like a spot and have like a little get together with almost the whole town.
Yeah.
But the food they would have there was nothing that I was really comfortable eating. Maybe now I would even try it, but like at that time I was still like at the very beginning of that stage. I was like, I'm not touching any of this. This looks nasty. I don't even know what the names of some of the stuff is, but I didn't eat as much at the beginning when I was there because it was just all weird.
Wow. That's quite an experience. That'd be cool though. I mean, like years from now, you'd be like, I lived in Germany for a year and live in other countries, play basketball.
Yeah, hopefully that's not the only experience.
Oh, I bet you'll live in other
I have,
countries,
so we'll see. But
think about like all the other places you could live and play basketball. So it's just cool to say, like, people ask you what your job is. What's your job? I play basketball.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool to say.
Yeah, it's definitely to me, it's not weird.
Yeah.
But like, when other people want to ask you, like, okay, so what do you do? I just work out all day.
Yeah.
And then chill. Like, cause someone works at 8 to 5, 9 to 5. They're working, but they're not really like working out. Their body's not going to like the extreme.
Yeah.
So you can't do that from 9 to 5 for a basketball. Like you can't, like you just can't do that. You're gonna burn yourself out.
Yeah.
So like, I really only work for like 4 hours to 6 hours a day. If that, I mean, 6 is like maxing it out.
Mm-hmm.
So then they're like, well, what do you do the rest of the day? And I'm like, I just chill. Like,
Yeah.
I can't do anything else. They're like, so you don't do anything? I was like, no, like that's my job. Like I don't do anything.
Just tell them you watch film all day. There you go.
Yeah, I don't, but
Yeah.
I should.
So that's not bad.
Get them off my back.
Yeah, that's true. It's because that's a lot on your body.
Yeah.
I've
Where
done
the
that.
workouts, were they even a different level probably compared to college for the pros?
Yeah, well, it's not. I would say like now it's not really a big deal, but I think it was the everyday repetitive
Mhm.
doing the workouts, like because in college you're always looking forward to the next off day,
Right.
like, or you only have one practice a day. Lift isn't that hard.
Mhm.
But like we had days where it would be like, okay, we have 10 a.m. lift to 11:15, and then we have to be at the gym by 11:30. So then we have practice from 11:30 to 1.
Yeah.
Which it's not like practice, but it's like shooting, but you
Right.
have to go hard, like,
Yeah.
because it's like your job. Like, like in college you can kind of like take it easy because they're not gonna like take your scholarship away mid
Yeah.
season. Yeah, like.
They're not just gonna pull it.
But yeah, like your job's not on the line, so like you're working hard in that practice, and then you have another practice at night, like an actual practice.
Yeah.
But you would do that every day, Monday through Saturday, or Monday through Friday,
Mhm.
every day. Like every week, there was no breaks. There was like you had a couple off days, but it was not an off day. Was never an off day.
Yeah.
It was an off day from practice at night, but like we still had lift and
Right.
shooting during the day.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that was the hardest part. Not like the workouts, but like
Mhm.
doing it every day was probably the hardest part
Yeah.
for sure. But I mean, you do that with like lifting,
Yeah.
CrossFit. It's the same thing. I get like it's just a different
Right.
basketball lifting. Like it's still
You
you're
can't play-
still exercising,
You
working
can't
out,
play
doing that.
basketball all day. You can't lift all day
Yeah.
either. I mean, I've tried practicing for 8 hours, like when we were in high school. Like, oh, it'd be so cool. And I actually liked it, but my body hated it.
Yeah.
So I only did it like 2 times a week sometimes in the summertime. But I like got so sick. I was like, okay, I probably shouldn't do it, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
Mhm.
But that's a terrible idea.
Mm-hmm.
But and so you do CrossFit.
Yeah.
So you're like your life is like way different. Like I can't tell how many times like so I see someone that we kind of grew up with or went to school with. Like Wes still play basketball. He's like 26. I don't think that's his job anymore. Like he does CrossFit. Oh, what? Okay, that's cool. It's like. It's like you do know he didn't make it to the pros, right?
No, I was, yeah, so I work on the Rocky Mount Airport in Broomfield,
Nice.
and so,
For Colorado.
yeah, so right outside Denver, and it's amazing. Like, we're in an
Yeah.
airport hangar, you see the mountains, see planes take off while we're working out, and,
That's cool.
yeah, I'm not, like, the way I do the workouts doesn't depend on my pay,
Yeah.
but, like, we'll test workouts,
Yeah.
and, I just like to challenge myself, and sometimes when I don't want to work out, I think like, okay, like if I literally think like, oh, if Wyatt was here, he wouldn't like quit, so I need to pick it up, and it's hard when you do hit a certain level, or everybody's at a certain level, and you have to mentally push past your like mental capability at that moment to get to the next level, and that's really hard when you can go harder, you can focus better,
Yeah.
and I don't know, that's kind of like in the pros, like it's almost more of a mental game as you get more
Yeah.
advanced, and
for
it's
sure.
mentally fatiguing,
Yeah.
and like I've been trying to focus more on honestly just my rest,
Yeah.
because I might coach, like I don't coach 8 hours a day because I would be smoked. It's just like a lot of
Yeah.
energy, and I can't give myself like I want to my
Mhm.
classes if for that 6th, 7th, 8th class.
Yeah.
I have one day where it's like long, but usually I coach maybe like 3 to 5 classes, and then in between do like meetings with clients for nutrition. I have a couple personal trainings, and yeah, and then like we'll test some workouts, and
Yeah.
I'll do like 1 to 3 sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. I mean, both of your guys' jobs sound fun.
Yeah.
You either train people or you play basketball all day.
I know, we kind of live the life.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Right now, I'm not complaining
I know.
about the
So-
job.
But yeah, I mean, my job, I work at a sporting store, but like, I play basketball. I don't get paid for it, but treat it like a job because you love doing
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
yeah,
CrossFit is kind of cool because it's kind of like basketball,
yeah.
where I'm coaching more. Well, I'm coaching, so it's a different role.
Mhm.
And it's really good community. And you just are making yourself better daily, and
Oh yeah.
like we have a really good like team, like hold each other accountable, always trying to like level up and stuff.
Oh, that's good.
So it feels like I'm back
Yeah, on a
playing
basketball.
basketball team. Yeah.
Yeah,
So.
for sure. All right, we'll get to some fun ones here.
All right, not the serious stuff.
So like, who's your favorite basketball player growing up? Like, what NBA player did you guys want like dream of being like as kids?
Who did I dream of being?
Yeah, like I want to be as good as that guy on TV, or you just really followed their career and stuff. Like I'll go first. Mine was Kevin Garnett. I love that guy.
I never would have guessed. That's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
You know,
especially
just
with two
posters.
posters sitting right next to you.
And
Yeah.
also Michael Jordan. Those
Yeah.
two guys. But obviously it was like I was like I should like Michael Jordan because Kevin Garnett's a post, and I don't think I'll ever be a post.
Yeah.
But I liked his like mentality. He was really insane. I think Kevin Garnett is just really intense.
Mhm.
That's what I liked about him.
Yeah.
And I mean, doesn't matter if you're a post or a guard. If you watch good defense, watch Kevin Garnett. So it's one like
Yeah.
defense play of the year several times.
Yeah, I would say probably. I mean, I watched a lot of Michael Jordan when I was
Yeah.
middle school, but then I like Derrick Rose because he just played hard,
Yeah.
and I like the Bulls, and like Michael Jordan played hard too, and just their mentality, and yeah, I don't know. I kind of like a lot of guys. I like to hear their mindsets, the way they think, like their drills.
Right.
Shooting wise, I just watched a lot of Ray Allen.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Nice.
watched his shot a lot. My shot didn't look like his, but in my head I was like, okay,
Yeah.
try to make this look like that.
Yeah, if you envision like it, maybe it's like, oh, maybe my shot would be good enough, it'll go in. That's what I would do.
Yeah.
Envision your shot being that good.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
it's nice that Derrick Rose is still in the league, honestly, because he almost was out. But I remember when you first started liking him, he was so good. Like,
Yeah.
He was nice.
He was.
Yeah, I mean he's still good now.
He is.
He's just
Yeah,
not.
he's
He
like-
just doesn't jump over people.
No.
It's just
He has a shot now, like an
Yeah.
outside shot. And so, like, I think I saw a roster, like, on Instagram of the New York Knicks, and I think they moved him to the bench because they got Kemba Walker.
Mhm.
But I was like, he could win 6 men in a year, maybe.
Yeah.
It's almost like he was too explosive for his knees.
Yeah, he's like too athletic.
Yeah,
So,
it was crazy. But he was just like a good worker. He was humble.
right.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I just liked his game.
Plus the story of him, like, he grew up in Chicago and then he got drafted by the Bulls.
Yeah,
That was dope.
it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it sucks to say now, but I always wanted to be Kevin Durant
That was good.
because I was a Thunder.
Yeah.
Like I'm still a Thunder fan. But like I'm a taller player who plays like a guard, and he's a taller guy that plays like a guard. Loves
Yeah.
to shoot threes. I love to shoot threes.
Mm.
So when I was younger, I would only watch Thunder games, and I would only want to do what he did.
Right.
Nowadays, I don't watch him as much.
Yeah.
But he was probably the one guy I wanted to play like for sure. And I mean,
Yeah.
I still probably play like him the most,
Mm-hmm.
but I just don't watch him as much
Yeah.
anymore.
And so, like,
Mitch would do the old like pull up left, and he would just rise above.
Yeah.
And I just remember you were good at drawing fouls, and you could always like just find a way to get like create like he did, and we'd always kind of talk about that game and stuff. And I didn't see you played more like Kevin Durant. There's no way I played like Derrick Rose.
Yeah.
I was like
He-
more.
well,
He had a better shot than Derrick Rose to
I-
start with.
I was thinking when he asked, I was like, well, Wes is gonna say Rajon Rondo or Steve Nash,
Oh man,
because
yeah.
those are like
You
the
could've
two I
said-
think
Yeah.
of when who he played like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because his little passes that he'd flip behind and
Oh, that's a
wrap
good point.
around, I was like, oh, Steve Nash is probably what he's gonna say, and then
I'd say Steve Nash is like definitely in my top 5 of all time, like favorites. Not all, like best.
like
just
your
favorites.
guys.
I really liked Steve Nash. You remember like those little kid, like they had these little kid books of NBA players,
Yeah.
and like Steve Nash was in it.
Yeah.
And like I never knew he was from Canada. I just thought that was so cool. Like, oh, this guy's from Canada. He's playing in the NBA,
Yeah.
and he was nice. But yeah, so like 2 more, real quick. So the way you guys played together, like NBA wise, what would you compare? If you had to compare a duo in the NBA, what do you think? Who would you guys say you were the most like?
Like us, like what?
Yeah, playing together.
That limits a lot because I was not as athletic as some of those point guard duos.
So in your mind, you'd be like, "Hey, we're just like this duo."
Oh man,
I don't even know.
who do you? I know you have one because you told me you were thinking about it.
Mine would be like if we go all time, like just like any. If you could take any 2 guys from my generation,
Yeah.
I'd take baseball Mitch and Kevin Durant because I mean he did. He just seemed like played like him. He could shoot, play down low, and then you gotta be John Stockton.
John Stockton. See, that's what I was thinking. Like I kind of like this
Yeah, because it's like
old school.
Because John Stockton, he was like athletic, but he wasn't like
Yeah.
explosive. But he could read the floor and he
Yeah.
was good at passing. I mean, he's like all-time passer in NBA.
Yeah, all-time assists and
Yeah.
steals, I think.
Oh yeah, and steals.
Mhm.
So I don't know how good you were on steals. I don't know if you were a steals guy
No.
really, but I mean, passing wise,
Put
like
myself on D. That
Uh,
was my job.
passing wise, I was like, you just always could read the floor.
Yeah.
So like, if you had to pick a duo, I mean, on
I
a
had to
team,
pick.
like, oh
That's
man,
tough.
that's.
That
I
is a
mean,
hard
just because
one.
I said John Stockton, you could do Malone too, but it's like Mitchell.
I mean, you
not
could
really
say
Malone but
you could say Westbrook and Durant a little bit.
yeah.
I guess it developed more when I was in college, but like I like to pull up the
Yeah.
fast break and
And you became
pull
a.
up threes.
You could shoot way deeper when you got to college. Cause I remember.
It wasn't very accurate.
No, but it was
deep.
like, we would shoot around and still it was like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
wow, you did get better at shooting. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'd do Kevin Durant or John Stockton.
Yeah, that's tough.
Just like chemistry wise, probably like just like knowing what the other one's gonna be. These kind of guards, but Mitchell plays like guard too, like Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. Just like they know what the other one's gonna do,
Mm-hmm.
and they can
Mhm.
find each other on the court.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. So the last one is the what if. This is called What's Your Take? And actually, sorry, What's Your Take? Not what if. What's my take? If I played with these guys, we would have been Domination. And no, I wouldn't have been 6'4". I would have been 5'4". I would have been 6'4", and I would have
Been
played.
taller than me?
Well, duh.
Oh come on, man. That's cold.
Dad measured my legs one time, and I was the same length as him, and he didn't believe it. Did it twice, and he was 6'3". So I believe,
Your legs are the same as his?
yeah, like, and only because I had scoliosis. So who knows? We'll never know. Except for 2K, I can always create a 2K. But that's my take on if I played with these guys, and I think we would have been pretty good. So, alright guys, thanks for coming.
Yeah, thanks for having
And,
us.
Thanks.
I'm going to interview you again down the road, and
Yeah.
thanks for being my first interview.
Yeah.
So, on What's Your Take? See you next time.
Nice.
Hey.
Here's my what